What makes a game a 10 out of 10? I know this sounds like a dumb question, but genuinely think about this. What qualifies a game to be a 10 out of 10? And I don't mean like IGN or GameSpot ratings, I mean a game that is perfect in every single aspect. Story, art, designs, characters, world building. You've probably already thought what that game is, but I'm not here to mention a specific game. I'm here to ask a question. What is a 10 out of 10 game? If God of War is a 10 out of 10 game and Balatro is a 10 out of 10 game, then what is the genuine standard? One is an immersive narrative game with complex characters and themes, and the other is Poker 2. You would probably make the argument that Balatro isn't a 10 out of 10 game, but ask yourself this, why do you think it's not a 10 out of 10 game? It doesn't have any story or anything that makes it remotely narrative. It's just a fun game that is very addictive. And I mean very addictive. Okay, how about a different comparison? Red Dead Redemption 2 and Persona 5 Royal. Yeah, I know it's a weird thing to compare, but if you actually look into both of them, there is a striking difference between how they use game design. In Persona 5 Royal, there's the real world and then there's the metaverse. Two different game designs that essentially complement each other. You increase your confidant rank in the real world, and that in turn gives you perks that can aid you in the real world and the metaverse and makes your personas more powerful. Increasing your teammates' rank can give you perks and buffs that not only make the game easier, but is also what makes Persona 5 Royal a Persona game. The people who support you because you maxed out their rank are intertwined with the ideology of the story. The bonds you make along the way are what essentially help you to save the world, gameplay wise and story wise. You could finish the game without interacting with anyone, but let's be honest, this is a 100-hour game. Are you really gonna spend all those hours not doing what the game is made to do? Persona 5 Royal is a deservingly 10 out of 10 game. Red Dead Redemption 2, however, is an interesting case. One of the main selling points of Red Dead Redemption 2 is the immersive open world, where you can do a variety of things, but there is a flaw in its game design. Despite the game having a very open-ended world with lots of things to do, the actual story and side missions are extremely linear to the point that even if you deviate from the mission and try something for a different outcome, it just fails the mission. For example, the mission where Lenny dies. Even if it's your second playthrough and you know you can save him if you react fast enough, he still dies in the end. And I understand that this is a prequel and everything that's going to happen is already predetermined, but at the same time, having a world that is affected by your choices and having story missions that are so linear that they literally have to tell you what to do at the bottom of the screen, this isn't bad game design, but it's a massive contrast between what you experience in the open world and the story. Despite a clear flaw that should realistically ruin the experience, it's a 10 out of 10. You cannot deny after finishing this game and not say that this isn't deserving no less than a 10 out of 10. Why? I think the reason, and something we can all agree with, is that Red Dead Redemption 2 has one of the best writings in media. It's genius interpretation of a man trying to make amends after realizing he only has a few weeks left to live, and making us mash the X button until we fall to the ground so we can get the chance to see him win. The change of a man who has done nothing in his life than to do the biddings of his surrogate father who goes down in a spiral of insanity just to leave and start a new life, even if it means abandoning the people who he calls family. Even when you're supposed to hate Dutch, he outright tells Arthur he sees him as his son.
I was gonna say you're like a son to me, but you're more than that.
No matter how bad Dutch's actions were, you could still see, even for a second, there were kindness in his eyes, and yet he still became the villain despite the kindness that was once within him. And Arthur, who had no problem dirtying his hands for Dutch, became kinder and more empathetic as the game went on. It's almost poetic that the two characters became the opposite of who they are. This and the rest of what makes Red Dead Redemption 2 so impactful outweighs the flaws. I could go on and say how Red Dead Redemption 2 is one of the greatest games of all time. It could be its own video, but the question still stands. What makes a video game a 10 out of 10? It sounds very cliche, and it sounds very dumb, and it sounds so obvious and stupid, but what ultimately defines a 10 out of 10 game is Why do you like games? Is it the dopamine you get from winning? Is it the depth of artistry and creativity? Is it the story, the characters, the gameplay? Or is it something more profound? Something that touches you more on a deeper level than just the satisfaction of it. When you finish a game, do you criticize its strengths and weaknesses? Or do you just sit there and watch the credits roll as you comprehend what you just experienced? Do you look back at the game fondly as if you wish to experience it once more? And when you play it again, does it make you feel the same way as you first played it? Or was that your lack of criticism? Or just nostalgia? My point is, no game is perfect unless it's perfect to you. It's not easy to objectively prove a game is a 10 out of 10 when there are people who would say otherwise, but it's weird that subjectivity plays a very big role in what makes a game good. When you think about it, a score is a pretty useless way to determine the quality of a game, because how can you determine a quality of a game when there's this and there's this? I'm not saying that if IGN or GameStop or literally any other game journalist says a game is a 10 out of 10, then it's flat out wrong, but there are signs. What fundamentally makes a game a 10 out of 10 is the feeling it gave you, the impact. You could play the most critically acclaimed games of all time, but if you, yes, you the person who is playing the game isn't enjoying it, then it's not a 10 out of 10. But let me ask another question. Why does a game need to be a 10 out of 10? Is your favorite movie an Oscar-winning movie? Is your favorite book a New York's bestseller? Is your favorite game rated as a 10 out of 10? Should perfecting a game be the ultimate goal? Or is it just our hunger for perfection? Our need to satisfy every person who plays the game sometimes alienates the reason we play games in the first place. So, what's the conclusion to all this? Just have fun. Or you could just pay $70 for Call of Duty and put microtransactions like over 100. Like, you could do that if that's fun to you. The more power to you. Subscribing is free too, by the way. Also, I made a membership. It's how much? Wait, let me check. Oh yeah, it's less than $1. Like dead ass. It's less than $1. You could go check it out. Play Gravity Rush, please. For oh my god, play Gravity Rush. Oh my god. When I say this game is 10 out of 10, okay, I know I talked about 10 out of 10 and just have fun, but this Gravity Rush is so much of a 10 out of 10. This game is, oh my god. Everyone needs to play this game. Every single person should play Gravity Rush. It is so good on so many levels. Just forget subscribing, forget paying the membership. I don't need your money right now. Well, I do need your money, but I don't want it right now. Play Gravity Rush. Your money is gonna be well spent on Gravity Rush. For the love of God, I will die on a pedestal till every single person that I meet plays Gravity Rush. It is so goddamn good. It is so fun. Close the video right now. Open any store. If you find Gravity Rush, just search it up, buy the game. Oh my god, it's so fun.